The very first Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown gameplay. In-game gameplay. Yes, in-game. This is, well, obviously this, I don't know, is this, I guess this is all in game. They're saying it's in-game. It's confusing. It's a little bit, we're gonna work it out together, but essentially the gameplay we are about to see is in game, and this is the highest quality available because they streamed at quite low quality, which is a little bit frustrating, but here we are. This is in game. Honestly, I didn't expect it to look this good. It looks super good, and of course this unfortunately is all we have in terms of the gameplay. I can't believe they did that to us. Wait, together we drive? Where do the crew? Never drive alone, that's the crew. So of course this video is going to be us breaking down the gameplay and seeing exactly what we can see. As you can tell, different environments, different cars. They also mentioned a heck of a lot about customization in the pre-briefing. So they were telling us a little bit about the direction of the game. There's going to be customization for the cars. Now, we still don't know exactly what that's going to be. Is that going to be extensive visual part customization or what? Honestly, this is such a huge deal. Like, the test drive is back in itself, but it looks good. Genuinely impressed. Another thing I've just noticed, the character keeps switching that's in the car on this gameplay too, which is pretty damn cool. In case you didn't see earlier, we did get a little glimpse of the game, which I genuinely think it kind of reminds me of Midnight Club, like the style, the road textures, the buildings, very Midnight Club oriented, and of course they've got shops all named, and they've done pretty good. Honestly, considering that we didn't know about this game a few years ago, this has definitely taken a lot of work, and it's pretty clear to me. The WRC license, in case you don't know, is going, which means that's their other main game. So this is their main game. This is where they're going to be throwing most of their effort now, and so it makes sense. Now, I do have some exclusive screenshots. I say exclusive, they're just probably ones you haven't seen yet. Screenshot number 1. So this is captured from an alpha version of the game. It's what it says. I believe it, because this to me screams WRC, as we mentioned previously. Off-roading is included in the game, and I do wonder, like, you can kind of see there's no barriers over on this side, and there seems to be maybe a way to access here. Can you just drive completely everywhere? I think this is something they've mentioned previously, but this is such a fundamental thing to test drive that it would almost be bizarre if they didn't do that. Just to give you an idea, because this is a video, compression is going to be mad, but have a look at the detail in this. I was saying the road texture, but the ground texture looks really good. And of course, this is more deserty area at the top of like a mountain, but that's not the only area. We also have right here, which is looking kind of jungly, foresty, if you will. Real good detail on the, honestly, I don't know, I wasn't really sure if I was expecting it to look better than Test Drive Unlimited 2, but Solar Crown definitely looks better. The road textures look really good and detailed. They keep going off far as the distance. Pretty safe to assume this is the PC version of the game, but look at the light of it, looks good. Moving on to the more city location, and as you can see, I love this. Look, I cannot wait to race with all the lights and tents and probably stuff flying literally everywhere. Super cool. Genuinely, I don't know if I did not expect the game to look this good. Like, it's really surprised me because everything we've seen so far has been CGI. And that's like it's a little bit worrying that they were coming up to release this year and all we saw was CGI. This, again, is captured from an alpha version of the game. Realistically, this is a release candidate. It's probably what it's going to look like. But again, a nice city view. Super cool. Next up is probably the most test drive feel to me. Look at where we are. A coastal theme. Definitely going to be driving down to the beach and trying to drive into the water and seeing what happens. Probably not a lot. However, boats, trees, sand, big roads for me to jump into the water. We got little details over here. Can we get out and like have a sit? Can we have a conversation? You forget the test drive has like this element of sitting around, like talking, hanging out with people, showing off your cars. All these little details that they've just... I'm ready. My body is ready for another test drive game, and honestly, it's looking like they delivered on the locations. They're doing a fantastic job. They're mentioning things that should be there. I said previously I was really appreciative of the RPG elements they definitely said need to be here, and we agree with them. Saw this one a minute ago, but it's actually another detailed version of it, so you can see the city very much a city. Honestly, this is what test drive looked like to me, like in my head back in the day. It looks really good, and it didn't look like this. Don't get me, Test Drive Unlimited 2 didn't look anything like this. There was like none of this foliage. It was just kind of one texture because it was just not possible. But like you can already see how like you've got to slow down here, do a tight maneuver here. You've got to focus, really focus to drive on these. I'm excited. It looks good. Here's another shot of the city looking absolutely huge. Of course, like most of these buildings are literally identical. I don't have an issue with that, to be completely honest with you. I think the resources being spent on areas that make more sense, especially for their first game. And if we support a game like this from a new kind of studio, we're definitely going to get more. We're definitely going to see more. We're definitely going to get huge improvements over each game. But buildings, I don't care. We're not even going to see them, okay? We're going to see them at a distance. This looks super sick. It kind of, I kind of get a Burnout Paradise like island vibes here. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that, but I'm really curious how it's going to be in terms of getting into buildings, what type of buildings it's going to be. Of course, it says Central Pier. What is it going to, am I get a boat? Can we get a boat? Can we get a yacht? Is it going to be test drive? Very, very impressed with how the game is coming along. And of course, a real focus in the trailer about characters and location and cars and passion for the cars. Of course, there's been many mentions of the Streets versus Sharps whole theme and how you're going to have to pick and choose between the two. I love this. This is cool. Can we get that as a suit in the game? I really hope so. A little bit of the map detail there. Very cool. But genuinely, again, the motion of the car, movement, the gameplay looks like the models are super detailed. Something you've got to remember, again, this is the first time these guys are making this type of game. Do they even have these car models? If they have to make them from scratch, where have they bought them from? They've done a cracking job. And of course, there's not really any customizations on any of these cars. However, I expect to see that soon. They still say a 2023 release date. In case you missed it, they did delay Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown because they thought they wanted to add more RPG elements and really just get it right. Fair play. But it's looking like they've done a cracking job at it. And of course, they confirmed some more cars today right here, as you can see. So you kind of expected all these cars to be here. And the Huracan. Well, I don't quite get what it's doing by pointing. Am I just like activating the things? Or can we actually customize every little detail? I'm keeping my eye on this because there's a lot to figure out. Let me know what you think of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. I was a little bit disappointed by how short the trailer really was. At least we got to see the game for the first time. I'm super excited and I cannot wait to see what they have crafted. And of course, you already know you're in the right place for Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Be sure to smash like, subscribe if you are new. And if you noticed anything I didn't, let me know. Peace.